Welcome to week number 8. It's almost Halloween. We're getting close. Yay! Or yay! Hey everybody, welcome to week 8. Last week was a fairly abbreviated week. When I was putting together the PowerPoint for the video for last week, I was like, why don't we have all that work? And then I remembered, break, yay. So I hope you had an interesting and fun fall break. I worked most of it. That's kind of how things go, isn't it? Anyway, the main thing I worked on was getting grading caught up because you had midterm grades due last week. Now, midterm grades are a little bit silly to me because you have access to Blackboard at all points in time, so you know what your grades are, but the university wants us to do a midterm grade, so I do midterm grades. The one thing it did make me very clear on is how many students are doing very well and how many students are at the danger level. If you haven't earned at least a 73% by this point in time, remember this is an ABC no credit class. So if you get below 73, if you get below a C, you have to take the class again. And there were a number of people who were up there where they're really going to have to pay attention to the amount of work they do from now on. I did the midterm grades based off of everything except for last week because I forgot that it was break and I forgot to remind you of it, so I didn't know who was still going to be doing their work and have it in by Friday. But you can look at the numbers and see where you are. If your grade is not as high as you want it to be, I will accept late work. I will accept initial posts for discussions. I can't accept anything else for discussions because discussions are time sensitive. I can't accept anything from peer review sessions because they're also time sensitive. Anything else, writing skills builder, sample student papers, those are all things that I will happily take late. If you've had some issue that you've missed class, talk to me and I can help figure out ways to make that up. And don't forget, you have the ability to revise your papers at any point in time, up until like week 13 or so, which is coming up. So, if you're not happy with the grades of either of your two papers so far, please make a point of contacting me and we can do a revision on those. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is we have the peer review session for the ethics essay this week. And I've tried to stress it with the videos, but it never hurts to say this stuff again. So, you need to make sure your paper is an ethics paper. Some people try to write positions paper. The government should do this. Some people try to write judgment papers. This side is better than this side. That's not what this assignment is. We're using ethics as an interpretive lens to look at your subject. What this means is I am going to look to see if you're engaging the language of ethics, rights, responsibilities, obligations, duties. We had a video going over ethical arguments and talking about how arguments that are about ethics mention this stuff. We did the burger murder, so you should have an idea of how ethics can choose decisions. What I want to see is you engaging ethics, rights, responsibilities, duties, and doing all of this within the explicit parts of the argument, the topic sentences, and the thesis statement alike. You've got to make sure you're hitting those things. You got to do it explicitly because if it's a great paper but it doesn't mention ethics, you're not going to get a good grade on it. And I really want you to get a good grade on this one. And that's most of what I got. For this week, we have 2 articles. We have a Mark Twain piece, The Lowest Animal, which is Mark Twain being pessimistic for Mark Twain, which is saying something. But he bags on the French, and it's pretty funny. We have Plato, the allegory of the cave, and these are very important ethical pieces. Twain is talking about the ethics of the human race as a whole, and Plato is talking about the ethical responsibilities of someone who is thinking about how the world works and how people respond to them. We've got those two, we have got another analogy writing skills builder, and we have the peer review session. And rather than spend a lot of your time going over stuff that you've already gone over, I'm going to leave it there. So, if you have any questions, hit me up via Remind. Make sure you are talking to me about rights, responsibilities, obligations, and duties on the ethics essay itself. If you want to set up an appointment to talk about revision or grade or anything else, hit me up via Remind. Otherwise, I think I'm going to let you go for it. So you have a very great day, have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.